What's going on, everybody? John Anthony, Chair Shot Sports, a Sport Corner Philly, and as always, powered by Zoa Energy. I'm John Anthony. Thank you so much for joining us on our Chair Shot Sports Night of Champions prediction show. Obviously, live up on Exit on YouTube. It's a decent card, a great card, if you ask me. Obviously, no one wants to hear me talk about myself. So about my boy in from the Mob Squad, Mike Norton. What's going on, Mike? How we doing?
Everything's good, my brother. Pleasure to have me on, of course. Pleasure to be here again. How's everything been with chair shots?
Everything's going good, man. Going good. Always on the grind. Just debuted our show over on bodyslam.net, man. Just doing the thing, man. Running from it.
I
Trying to
heard
be
it
the
was
feeling, trying to bring the feeling back.
for real. I heard it was a great show, man. I heard
It
you.
was good. Yeah, we had Sean Sapp jumped in, Denise jumped in, about 300 viewers. So it was a good first start for us. Obviously, I was a little nervous. A lot of people have never seen me before, but it looked like he got a good review. I heard good things from the owner of Body Slam. So, but
Uh,
yeah, good
shout
stuff,
out
man. You can only go up from there, right? So,
shout out to Body Slam, Sap, Denise. I mean, that's huge. I'm happy you went and knocked something out the park. But a little bit of jitters isn't anything. It's normal to
yeah, because
jump
I'm like,
on the first show.
because I was you tell my boy, and he's like, "Why are you nervous? You do it all the time." I'm like, yeah, but it's not the usual people that see me. So I got to go over to Body Slam, so it's like a whole new audience now. And you're like, oh, so it looks like everything went over well. So I can't complain about it.
Hey, you broke the ice.
That's it, baby. That's a hell of an icebreaker. 300 people on the show, it can only get better from there. Damn.
Yeah, for sure.
So obviously, a lot of controversy as far as where they're holding this PLE, man. Obviously, don't want to get whole political about it. Ceasefires, whatever is going on, but WWE has landed. The superstars are in the house. You saw some of the footage of CM Punk,
Yeah.
Randy Orton. Obviously, Paul Levesque is there in the private jet. So everyone got there safe. Because hopefully it all ends nicely. Everyone comes home nice and easy, nice and safe. But you and me were just talking off air, man. This card looks awesome.
Yes, it
For a five, even we were saying the 5 card match card. I'm not mad about it.
does.
But they throw a 6 card into a 6 match on the card. That
Yeah,
was fire too. Like
yeah.
it's a good card, man. I'm excited for it. I'm pumped. Before we
I
talk about it, what's your favorite match right now you're looking forward to before we get into like the predictions and stuff?
um, I'll be honest with you, and this could be a little bit biased. Um, but I'm looking forward to the Orton and Rhodes. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, coming from their history, you know how it goes. Bring it
Mm-hmm.
all the way back, right? I love what they have a chance to do. I think that where Cody's one of my favorites, and I know there's like mixed, it's a mixed bag on him, but I think that his wrestling style and chemistry with Randy Orton is gonna give us something special.
I gotta agree with you on that. That was what I was gonna say too. I think that match. I mean, say what you want about Punk and Cena. Obviously, again, another match just dripping in
Yeah,
history of what they've done. But like, what I think Randy and Cody are gonna deliver. Whoever wins that, we'll talk about that in a little bit. Um, it's gonna be so good, like so good between those two
so
because you go to legacy, the teacher and the student, hold all that dynamic all the way to what they do now. He literally tells him every time on TV, "My brother, I love you, but I gotta put you down if I gotta put you down." Now
yeah,
it's like, oh, it's gonna be
yeah.
such a good match, man. Oh,
That's why there's a reason to it. I'll give it to you a little bit later, but there's a reason why there's like so much with that match just to look forward to going forward, you know. And I won't throw my Punk Cena prediction out there. I'll leave that the tuck. But that kind of plays into why I think was my favorite match.
awesome. Real quick before we keep going, I got another Jen who wants to come in, give a little bit of his opinion, his look on things. My boy, everything Baltimore from the Ravens to the Orioles. My boy Matt Trigger. Matt, what's going on, baby? How we doing?
John, Mike, what's up, fellas? Sorry about the tardiness. I
Oh,
just
it's all
got
good,
home.
baby. We
Nah,
just
we
got
Got
good,
home
started.
bro.
from work.
Me and Mike are doing pre-stuff for a half hour before we even
Yeah,
jump
we
in. We didn't
ain't
even
even
start.
stop. We waited for you, bro. We good.
We
Oh
just went on.
wow!
We just
You
went
didn't
on.
have to do
So
that,
we're
but I
good to
appreciate
go.
that.
Obviously, I know you got stuff to do too, Matt. So we'll get to it. Obviously, give you some time to prepare for your Orioles show tonight.
It might be on the pause button. My boy, my co-host Tim, he's still at work, so
All right. Well, hey, maybe it
that's
all works
iffy.
out and you're
So
able to talk with us. So, hey, let's go, baby.
yeah,
Awesome. I love when a plan comes together. Awesome.
Let's go.
Let's
Let's
it, baby.
go.
Let's jump right into it. Obviously, we'll work our way up to the King of the Ring and undisputed match. Let's just start at the bottom of the card. Nothing less of a match, I should say. But I'll start here. Sami Zayn, Karrion Cross. This match was just added this past Monday night. Um, for me, man, I'm so excited to see Cross on a PLE. It's almost like Haley's Comet. It happens every 70 something years. I get cross on a PLE. The fact he's in a match of this caliber is good for me. But the crappy thing about it is I had Sammy winning the whole thing of King of the Ring. I thought being out where they are in Saudi, the win there, it's good. It's a feel good moment for Sammy. I can't see Karrion winning this match, which sucks. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we'll see what you two gents think, but I think Sammy goes over here with a lot of with feuding down the road. I don't think it's a one and done. Maybe we see something at SummerSlam. Maybe something like another big. But I got Sami Zayn going over here. Maybe it's a feel good being in Saudi. People are gonna go nuts for him. I want to see Karrion win. I want Karrion. I'm such a big Karrion Cross guy. But I want him to win. I just unfortunately I think Sami Zayn gets the 1, 2, 3 in this match. Matt, I'll start with you. What are your thoughts?
I think Cross is going to whoop his ass.
That's the hope. That's the hope.
It's not even really the hope for me. I just think that it's almost like too obvious to have Sammy go over in Saudi.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you have Cross eat the pin this early into the possible push, it's not going to be good for the character development because he's the best thing going right now.
Agreed. 100%.
For the company itself, at least on Monday Night Raw. I can't speak for overall, but
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, over on Monday nights, absolutely.
But on Monday nights, he's getting himself over just by being on screen for 45 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes. So let the dude wrestle. And there was the report that came out about him not taking back bumps and all that stuff. It's such a crock of shit. Somebody's trying to stifle it.
Yo, and after the fact that he took one bad bump, that story comes out.
You guys see that bump though? Holy shit!
Yeah, I mean,
my legs hurt. My knees were like, "Oh, dude, what are you doing?"
A lot of people forget. Like he got really hurt in his first run in NXT, and you can still see the bone displacement in his shoulder years later as a result of that surgery. So if the dude has a different way of taking bumps, who cares? Just if the he's a big guy. Most of his bumps are going to be by him doing high impact moves anyway.
Yeah, I know. Agreed. Absolutely. Mike, real quick before I get up to you. Ariel, what's going on? Thank you for jumping in. She's looking for Big Mike. She's looking for Sped Rock. You are looking for the Run In podcast. That is going to air 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. Central on those boys on their X. Also ours as well on Chair Shot, but on X and on YouTube as well. They are on at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So that's what they are. But right now we got Matt Trigger. Got my boy Mike Norton.
Shout out to them boys too.
Oh yeah, they're doing work. They're gonna do their predictions as well tonight. So definitely tune in and see what they got to talk about as well.
Absolutely.
A great points, Matt. Absolutely. It's the guy got hurt early and he doesn't. That's not his thing. He does a lot of impact moves. He's a very powerful dude. I saw that come out and I was like, come on, what are we doing? Like this, don't come at this man like this. Like he's mailing it in, man.
Yeah.
Mike, your thoughts as far as the match, man, and how you see it going down.
First thing, the bumps thing is just BS. If I would have seen that report before a bad bump, maybe I would have read into it a little bit more. But after people went crazy over what they called a bad bump, to see it after was like, all right, come on, next story.
Yeah,
so as far as the match, you see what I got right here for Mr. Cross.
I like it.
So what it comes down to is hot or brain here. Looking at the card and I'm looking for the feel good moment. And I mean, there's maybe one more, but I think this is the one they give to Sammy. As much as I would like to say Cross is gonna win this, I think they fail him again, and Sammy gets the win. Go ahead, bro.
I'm so sorry.
Go ahead.
I do want to ask you though, Mike.
Yeah.
I understand your logic about the feel good moment.
Yeah.
But who needs to win more?
Cross.
Oh, I agree. I'm the same way. Yeah.
So if you give Sam it's a cheap pop.
That's why I said failing him again, because I think that they've already maybe a little bit.
Because where do you go with Cross if you have him lose his first major televised pay-per-view seemingly all year?
It's honestly, and that's the question. But I feel like he's already bounced back by himself when they've already kind of did this to him more than once, So, and he just keeps kind of reviving himself. Not really any credit to them, if that makes sense. So,
It makes total sense. I'm just
yeah,
thinking in terms of logic. If you're going into the summer where you have SummerSlam in what 6 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
a
Yes,
2-night event,
night two, baby.
and then right after that, you're talking about Hell in the Cell, uh, War Games,
Survivor Series. Yep. War
Survivor
Games.
Series, like all that stuff, and then you're talking about the Rumble. Realistically, the Rumble's 6 months away.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost July.
How the hell
So
is it? Jeez.
we're we're
I'll be honest, it's crazy. I can't
like
disagree with anything you said. I just think that they're gonna fail him
No,
again.
that's Matt. That's exactly what I think. I want Kerry. I want to be like what the prediction was. I think Kerry has
I
been.
wanna be wrong. Just let me
I'm
Same.
not saying you got to put the title on him. That's
Yeah.
not what I'm saying. But I'm just thinking in terms of the TKO brand and the TKO leadership. Karrion Kross is one of the guys on this roster that looks like a legitimate MMA star, just in terms of build, look, being a menace. The presence that he has,
You can
and
market
it's like you can market that.
it.
And
Mhm.
he doesn't even need to hold a title. Just make him a monster. I mean, we loved Killer
great.
Cross in NXT when he was just mowing people down. Now,
Yeah,
granted, it was like the
such a
Vanilla
good
Midget crew that he was mowing down, but
And still, he was mowing him down.
he was mowing them
He
down.
was still mowing him
No,
down, baby.
it was
A
still
win's a
on.
win. A win's a win.
We all of us are smart watchers. We know that Cross isn't going to go out there and give you a Will Ospreay match, a Seth Rollins match,
Mhm.
An AJ Styles kind of performance.
He doesn't need to.
He just let him choke people out. Let him hit people with that cool finisher.
Yeah.
Let him like go through matches where
That is a nice finish.
it takes 4 minutes. I mean, what are
agree.
you're backing yourself into another corner because they already did it with LA Knight.
Yeah.
LA Knight got over on his own.
It's almost like they don't like the organically ways of like, oh,
Right.
this is
Yeah.
what you like,
And
but we don't like it.
that's
That's not our way. Like,
yeah, and that's the thing why I guess there's also to play, put this into like kind of like a more intricate question, right? Do they run him into the ground and not re-sign him if they don't believe into him? Do
They're not
they
going to let that
do
man
they-
go.
No, I don't believe they would, but
just open.
yeah, I'm just giving both sides, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Because if you're assuming his contract's coming up, right? I would be just spitballing here. He's gonna want some sort of guarantees. He's not gonna go through this again, right? So the win, I'm hoping, like I said, I'm hoping you're right that he wins and that starts now. But I'm not gonna pick it. I just have a funny feeling that I don't know. I'm just kind of like in the middle of what they're doing.
Right.
Meaning not saying it's gonna be the right decision, but
Not
kind
to
of what
veer
they
off. Not to
yeah.
veer off, but
Mm.
if you run Cross into the ground and you embarrass him on the way out, that's the guy in this company that you don't want going over onto TNT.
Yeah, he can hurt you.
No, agreed. Agreed. I
And
said this.
and
I've
the
said
thing
this.
is,
Yep.
and the thing is, I'm admittedly not an AEW guy, but if Cross and Scarlett show up in AEW, I'm watching.
Yeah.
You're not the
Because
only one. You're not the only one.
There's
right,
only there's only a few wrestlers that have that ability to make you do that.
because if Tony Khan were to ever get his hands on him and say, "You have free reign, bring your vision to life on my TV screen,"
Mm-hmm.
that's trouble.
Yeah.
Big
That's
trouble.
That's trouble.
Yep.
I'm
I've said
talking
it.
like
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
talking like a Kevin Nash, Scott Hall Impact trouble.
And you talked about him being able to put the guys he wants around him with his vision versus the guys
Mhm.
you put with him. So
Yeah.
it could get crazy.
Yeah, so I mean, I know we got to get back to the pay-per-view at hand, and yeah, but
but it needs to
I'm
be
just a
talked about,
Cross
though.
guy,
You're
man.
right.
Yeah,
Same.
I'm a Cross guy.
Yeah.
No, I've talked about it before on the shows. Like I've talked to him. I asked him if he was going to be a SummerSlam. night 2, I was like, hey, if you're around, let me know if you want to pop out the back. Nothing interview wise. Just want to meet you, get a quick, And he's like, if I'm there, I'm with it. That was like 2 months ago. I'm like, if you're there. Oh no, shit. I was like, I'm not gonna read too much into this, but yeah, no, I'm the same way, man.
I guess I just pray I'm wrong. That's all I say.
Same. I'm just doing the prediction stuff. I want to be wrong, but I just feel like Sammy, and maybe if he does take this L, depending on it, also we all know this too. It depends on how the loss happens. It depends on how he loses, right? I don't think anyone's really getting involved in this match. I can't see that happening, but it also depends how he loses as well. Maybe this is the last one. Or like, listen, Karrion, you just put Sammy over here. Obviously, we're in Saudi. Moving forward, this is what we're going to do with this, with this happening. So we'll see what happens. But I really hope, like, I agree with Matt. If he shows up over on Wednesday nights, man, that's a generational shift. That is literally
especially when I'll be able to go back Killer Cross.
Yeah, you're literally signing your own death warrant, and I don't know if you can come back from something like that, because once you get those eyes over there watching that, that might be a wrap. I don't know, but we'll see what happens.
The people that can organically get themselves over are dangerous.
Always.
Like that's what it comes down to. If somebody if you got somebody over tremendously with booking or whatever the case, you can say, all right, well, the booking's involved. But when you know that your booking was trash, you did absolutely nothing with the wrestler, and that wrestler came out the end of the tunnel with everybody cheering for him or wanting more, that's dangerous. You don't let that walk out. You don't let that walk out.
To kind of cherry pick from your last comment, Mike.
Yeah.
In present day WWE right now, and this is one of my gripes, and I've told you guys before on previous shows and for the people listening, who is WWE really getting over with their booking right now? Think about it.
It's
on
not
both. It's not. LA Knight's over because of himself. Cody's been over since he popped out of the stage of Mania.
Sean's getting more people over, I would say, than probably the main roster right now.
Absolutely.
That's still developmental.
Yeah.
That's developmental, and he's doing what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, exactly. He's getting them ready for the next.
He's getting them ready for the big time. Yeah. And to me, other than maybe Braun and
Braun's doing good for sure.
Maybe Lyra and
but again, Lyra's doing that herself though. Like she literally was like, "Give me the mic, let me talk."
It's really been lazy booking since Mania season.
A little hands off.
I would say this kind of been for a little bit, because if you look at it, like the way Becky got over was even organic.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way that she got real big wasn't really due to booking, because if you look in the beginning, people didn't want to get her over or didn't want her to
get a broken nose, and she became the man.
Yeah, and that's what I'm telling you. She kind of just was in the crowd with the broken nose, and the crowd was like, "Hey, what was I booing all this time? Let's just cheer for her." So
exactly.
Yeah.
All right, awesome.
I'd agree with you on that, Matt. There's been a lot more organic than booking popularity right now on this end.
And when you book like that, that's how you're going to do things, and you see people get over organically. Say what you want about VKM, man, but when he looked out there and heard, he always said it. He listened to the audience.
Yeah.
If you're going out there, say what you want. Obviously, he took LA Knight, made my manager. That's obviously one of the worst things he probably did on his way out. But that was horrible.
I hope they listen to somebody sometime soon, because what they're doing with the World Heavyweight Championship picture is atrocious. It's bad.
I chalk that up to like going through this Cena run, and then I feel like I hope it's gonna like.
And you wanted to have Goldberg mean for something, being what he was for WCW.
I didn't even want to say Goldberg. I didn't even want to
say. Well, no, because like having him going for that, he's not going to win it, man. He's going out on his back. He's not going at Mania or Rumble. He's not taking a spot. It's Saturday main event.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing that irritates me about all this, and I know I haven't been on since the title change, and I'm not gonna get on my soapbox. You made Jey Uso's win at Mania look stupid.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Yeah,
you made it look terrible, and now you got Gunther. You should have just kept the belt on him. If you were going to go through all this bullshit for 3 months,
to throw it right back on Gunther,
throw it right back on him on a random Monday Night Raw,
and I hate to rant with Rikishi and
stop.
Matt, and with Matt. I completely agree, man. Like, regardless what you feel or you don't feel for Jey Uso, first of all, he's hugely over. The kids love him. He's a merchandise darling. Goldberg and Gunther didn't need a belt for
No,
that.
I agree.
It
Nope.
just didn't. Like, it's fine for you to, let Gunther take the title and whatever you're gonna, but and I remember, not everything you hear is fully true. There's always bits and pieces, but to hear that the call to take the belt off him was just to put the belt for this match, it's a terrible call because
I agree.
It's idiotic.
as much as
Yeah.
people love Gunther, which technician wise or wrestler wise, one of the best out there right now. As much as nostalgia there is with Goldberg, Jey Uso is right now booming. Business is booming. I don't know if either of those guys is gonna bring that level of marketability. So it just seems like
Uso-
I
Yeah.
don't like it. I just say like that. I don't like it.
Jay is to kids what Cross is to the adults.
Yeah.
Mhm.
For,
Yeah, I
in
agree with that.
fandom of that company.
Yeah.
You don't need a title on him. But the whole thing is you did it for the WrestleMania pop because he won the Rumble. But you made winning the Rumble mean nothing if you're not going to give them at least a half year to full year reign. When Cody finished his story, he got a full year. I granted it was the other title, and
Still a
what
full
they're
year.
doing with
Full year.
it was a whole year.
Yeah.
Gunther held it for a long damn time. But it's like, what are we
Gunther
doing
will have
here?
this belt 7 more times. I don't think he needed to take the belt. That's my
agree.
problem.
Because, but the thing is, it's a
Yeah.
booking issue because they don't know what to do with Gunther if he's not a champion. They
Yeah.
didn't know what to do with him when he wasn't the Intercontinental Champion.
Talking because he's a little bland, but that's why a lot of people was against breaking up Imperium because that gave him like
He's
a
not a
aura.
tag team wrestler.
Yeah, but no, but he wasn't. He was
He
still
could send
more
the boys out and they could
leader,
do their thing. Yeah.
the leader of the group. It just
Yeah,
gave
I get
him.
that.
It just gave him a little bit more. Like him by himself, he's not like he's dropped great promos, but he's not a great promo. You know what I'm saying? It's not consistent.
I agree with that.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm so sorry that this has gone.
No, it's totally fine. No, listen, it's a
Yeah.
hot button topic.
Yeah.
Hey, you said you wasn't busy, bro, so we got more time.
That's it, yo.
Yeah.
If the pause button's
Yeah.
on, it's on. So,
Yeah.
real quick shout out to Running Wrestling. They're out here. Obviously, they're watching anything crosses there. Mike, I know Big Mike and Spedrock are huge fans as well. Carrying, like I said earlier to Ariel, you can catch those folks at 9 p.m. Eastern time, 8 p.m. Central. They're going to have their predictions for Night of Champions. So definitely tune in and watch those folks as well. Isaiah, what's going on? Thank you for jumping in. Appreciate you. Rachel, thank you so much. And Isaiah with Dynamite being a little better than Raw this week. Ooh. I don't know.
Tomato. It's just more of a preference thing, I
But
think.
again, anytime you look at Raw and SmackDown, you have a PLE at the end of the weekend. Like, so you got to look at what they're doing to set that stuff up. And I think that's kind of what Raw kind of was this week. But Dynamite wasn't. Me and Mike were talking about before we came on. Mike was, Dynamite was an awesome show this week, so I had no problem with it. Setting up for All In. So moving on from those two gents, we'll stay with the men. But now we're gonna throw a title into this. Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu over on the Blue Brand over on Friday nights. Solo finally Jacob finally, listen, I knew this was going to happen when it came down to this belt. Now that I'm champion, obviously you got my name in your mouth. You got a problem with it. I think all this stems from me being this champion. So if you want it, come get it, lays it out in front of them. And we get our match on Saturday for the United States Championship. I've heard a lot of things from a lot of different people. I've heard maybe some debuts on Saturday over in Saudi that might cost Jacob and goes over to Solo.
I think I see one.
Mm-hmm.
Are we talking about
I don't
think,
dude? Yeah, I don't think because he just started doing TV tapings too, so a lot of people are.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's the hot button topic,
and he's using his New Japan name.
Yep.
Yeah, I like it. I like that.
I don't think it happens on. I don't think it happens on Saturday. I think something does happen nefariously, probably with JC or someone else getting involved. I don't think it's a debut per se, but I think something happens nefariously. Jacob retains, but Solo gets mad about it. And they run it back to SummerSlam, hopefully night 2. And then so I think that's where you see the debut on a bigger stage. Night 2, I've said it before. I know I make the jokes about night 2, but night 1 and 2 are gonna slap. This being the first 2 night over at MetLife, they're gonna make night 1 just as good as night 2, and the matches are gonna be so good. But I think that's where you get the debut and the big. Oh no, Jacob got screwed. Now Jacob has to go through the ranks now, whatever Solo adds on to get back to that belt, probably at the Rumble. I don't think they run it for Mania because that's Roman, I mean, not Roman. It's that time of year. The biggest party of the summer's coming. It's SummerSlam. You know, that means Roman Reigns is around the corner. Maybe Roman pops out at SummerSlam. We don't know, but I think Jacob retains here. Gets a win. I think they run it back at SummerSlam, and that's where you see something happen. Solo taking the belt. Those are just my thoughts. Mike, what are your thoughts on the match? Who's walking out with the U.S. title?
All right. First of all, I think Solo needs like a whole new fresh start. I'll just put that out there.
I agree with that. Yeah.
I would have liked to see him honestly turn on the whole family and just do like say he needs like something about it is just at this point it's not working for me with him. And before I didn't look at him like this when he first came in. Like he came off more as a menace. Now he just looks as like the least menacing out the whole family.
Same first letter, but instead of a menace, he's a manager. Like
yes. So yeah, actually just starting to see he's the baby. You can kind of see it now, you know.
Yep.
It's like grows up a little bit more faceless, like because next to Fatu, we seen this coming. I got Fatu going over. I do believe there'll be a little bit of shenanigans in it. I don't think he loses the belt yet. I also just throw a little thing out there. I have a funny feeling Hikuleo comes and inevitably goes with Fatu. I don't think
that would be the swerve if Hikuleo goes with Fatu. That would be a swerve.
The thing is this, like Solo doesn't need a new like I don't know. And this could just be like my personal feeling speaking out, and I'll let him project a little bit. Another bloodline for Solo, you might have to release him after. It's like nobody wants to see this. You need to do something. Like I'm thinking maybe Hikuleo dismantle Solo, give him a little bit of time off TV and rebrand him somehow. That's just what I like at this point. He's kind of just like in a corner. Giving him Hikuleo, like the JC thing worked. I know that there was fans kind of was more familiar maybe with him coming in. I think if Hikuleo appeared right now, I honestly don't know how many people would know who he is to make it such of a big deal to make Solo relevant again, when I think a lot of the fan base is kind of bored with it. So I'm just gonna go with Jacob. Little bit of shenanigans, but not enough to overcome the werewolf. I don't see it.
I can get behind the thought process of you can't go back to building up another bloodline. You can't. That's why I'm thinking
no.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking, and that's why I kind of throw out maybe Hikuleo does come out, maybe Roman. I don't know. Maybe you don't even put Hikuleo right now. You do the Roman thing, and he kind of comes out and helps Jacob by default because he doesn't want to help Solo. That kind of thing. Maybe that's why Roman's a safe bet. But Hikuleo's coming, baby. It's definitely coming. He's doing.
Yeah, I don't think Hikuleo appears at this event. I just don't believe he aligns with Solo at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, because then it's like literally I get JC, Hikuleo. He's trying to get Jimmy back, but I think Jimmy and Jane are going on their stuff at the end of the year anyway. But but then you start building up. Solo's getting his bloodline back, and I'm like, yo, if Roman can be coming back for that Ufale, you like, no, man. Listen, I'll be taking him out up here. That's fine. Leave it up here on the title. No one needs that. You'll follow. I apologize. Matt, what are your thoughts, man? What do you think about the match?
I think that the match itself is going to be good. Because anything that Fatu's in, I'm all eyes. Dude is that damn good.
Yeah, agreed.
Right now, like if you let me book this, I'm having Fatu win handily and kind of putting an end to this whole bloodline interaction.
Yes, please. Yes,
please.
I think JC would be fine on his own.
I feel like he flounders up there for a little bit. I know what you're saying.
Seriously though, I think he would be fine on his own. Or if you're gonna have Hikuleo eventually come in, you need to keep those three, Solo, JC, and Hikuleo together. Yeah. I don't think putting him with Fatu needs to be on his own and away from his family. You need to. It's real easy to. I'm not saying easy. I'm sorry, Mike.
I was more talking about dismantle them. Send JC on his own. Don't send Hikuleo there.
That should eventually be the goal. But what I'm saying is, Fatu can make anybody look good. Fatu can
Correct.
wrestle in that ring with anybody. But when you're wrestling Solo, who you grew up with, probably trained in a ring with, did promos with, probably did a backyard wrestling thing with from the time you were 6 years old, there's a comfortability level there.
Yeah.
Jacob Fatu
Yeah.
needs to start getting in there with some heavy hitters that aren't in a solar system around that bloodline. Get him in there with some bigger names, some heavier competition, and let him go out there and do what he does. He can talk with the best of them. He's got a couple catchphrases, the all gas, no brakes, and then his little yada mean thing. And it's like, let him just run with that. You
So
can't,
believable.
you can't. Solo is an anchor to him and not a rocket. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I like Solo. I think Solo's personality is shining through right now. That's the best thing about him. He's funny as shit to watch on TV.
I love his facial expressions. Do it
His
for me,
facial
man. I
expressions
love
and the
him,
way
dude.
he mocks people,
Yes.
and
Agree.
like his comedic timing is impeccable. Like, I didn't expect that seeing him as the Bloodline Enforcer 2 years ago.
Exactly. That's
He's
what I
But
was.
He is
I
funny.
like that. You can find a niche for him in there. But I'm on the thought process. You let Fatu manhandle this dude, get the decisive W, and then you let Fatu move on to where he's getting in the ring with guys like LA Knight or Drew McIntyre or Braun Breaker or
Oh,
you know,
that's crazy.
you know what I'm saying? Like, get in there with some heavy hitters,
Take
Oba.
some bigger dudes. You know,
Oba, baby.
right?
Oba Femi,
Let Oba.
Yo, the
Oba's,
ruler.
Oba should be on the main roster by now.
It's
Yeah.
coming. It's coming.
It's
overdue.
it's
overdue.
coming because the thing is, Oba would
ruler.
fit in with the faction with Rollins.
Yeah.
Oba's
Yeah.
a great fourth member right there. That's me personally.
That'd be
No,
amazing.
he needs to be solo. He needs to be on his own, man. He don't need. He runs by himself. He doesn't.
They got to
don't
be
know.
hesitating because you don't want to just throw them into this turmoil that they
Yeah,
have
you
right
screw
now.
up Oba. You screw up Oba's debut, man. You dropped the ball.
They got to clear the tunnel a
Ooh,
little bit before they could
yeah.
have Oba appear.
Yeah, that man's a
But you can't keep him down there forever.
Oh, no, he
no,
should have
no.
already left there. Should already be gone.
He's going through what Braun went through now. That Braun Breaker had no business being in NXT as long as he was.
Yeah, agree.
Because I feel like his whole tag team run with Baron Corbin was just to give Baron something to do.
To be fair, there's a few guys in NXT and women that are long overdue. They're just I feel like
Saints.
They just don't know what to do with them yet. I
Oba.
think it's better. To be fair, it's better than when they used to push them up too fast and then send them to like no man's land.
It's a gluttony right now down there. You got a lot of men and women down there that should be on Mondays and Fridays, but
you got to start feeding TNA, man. You got to start feeding the Thursday nights, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I mean, Ethan needs to get out of there. Ricky can be there for a little bit, but Ethan should have.
Ethan needs to get out
Ricky
of
has
there,
no
man.
business. Ricky has no business being there.
I mean, he never needed to be there in general.
No.
But
I do appreciate the fact that
they
they
already ran out that door.
Yeah, I do appreciate that they bring them to the NXT route and then pop them up. I like that because, like, it's I don't know. I don't know.
Just to say this, I think it's more of I got the photo bomb by my cat over here. Don't mind her, but I think it's more of
She's a paid actress. It's okay.
Yeah, because if you look at it, like some of them, like say Jade, Penta, Phoenix, even though he's did a little bit of NXT lately, it seems like some of them that didn't want to do it didn't have to do it. So I think it might just be, if you don't mind it, you want to take a pit stop, sure, we'll pit stop before we get to Florida, or whatever the case may be. Because if you look, I wouldn't say that they benefited. Like, do you think that? And I ain't saying contract wise, it's like Mariah May's a big deal. I'm sure if she said the only way I'm coming there is if I go to the main roster, she would have got it. I just think some of them, they probably don't mind the stop. It's like
I think she probably got paid main roster money, and they were like, "You need to go there for a little bit."
Well,
that was probably the caveat.
Could be possible, but reason why I say that is because if you look at like Penta, and he's one of my favorites, If I looked at all the signings they brought in, I don't know if he'd be coveted enough where he could demand that, and like some of the other ones couldn't. If that makes sense.
Now, here's the thing with Penta and Ray. They're two of the best luchadors in the entire world.
We know that.
We know that, but I'm saying they're 2 out of the top 10 active luchadors in
Easily.
the entire
Easily.
planet. You know, their aura, their moveset, everything they got. The only thing is they're not really good at speaking English, but
And
you can get it. There's
Penta's
ways to get
pretty good at it now.
right, and there's ways to get around it. But if you look at the current iteration of NXT, and you have those two down there, you have to put the titles on them down there because it makes no sense that they're wrestling with guys that are still learning how to wrestle the WWE way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't have Penta on the same brand as Obafemi and have Obafemi as your champion, monster or not.
Yeah, I get what you're saying for sure.
You know, that's just that. Yeah, they made the right choice by having them go to the main roster.
I don't know if you see. Mike said they gave Vacker a choice.
She was going to be a star wherever she went anyway.
Yeah, just if you can put her in TNA, man. You put her on Evolve, she'll be a star, man.
That kind of goes along with what I was saying. Like if I was, and I don't even think a lot of wrestlers would per se play that hardball, but I think some of those wrestlers, like for example, with the way they brought in Ricky Starks, it was like 22 hours or something, right? Just come over and pop up, right?
Yeah,
I feel like if he was like, look, I'm only willing to do SmackDown or Raw, they probably would have gave it to him. But I think that some of these people wanted to go there, or it's been a dream for so long, anyways. It's like that. I don't think some of them mind it, but a lot of them I also don't think need NXT. They do look a little awkward when they appear there.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on from the gents, we go over to the young ladies. No title here, no King of the Ring, Queen of the Ring, but it is a grudge match. Rhea Ripley, Raquel Rodriguez going one-on-one. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this match, only because I think we all kind of see where this is going. Maybe I'm wrong. I think Raquel goes over here. Roxanne interferes, gets the win here, gets the good feeling with Raquel. They slide Roxanne to be her fill-in tag team partner because they're not obviously going to relieve the titles off of Raquel and Liv. So I think Rox comes in here, gets that good faith. Her Raquel, you know what? And I think Monday night, Finn is like, hey, she's out here helping you. She saved you on Monday. She saved you Saturday. Why don't you just have her as a partner? And there you go. And that's how they kind of feed that in. And we'll see what happens when that happens down the road going into Evolution. Obviously, a lot of plans were scrapped. I talked about it on a Wednesday with Liv being out. But this is a kind of quick and easy one for me. I think Raquel goes over here. Rox helps her out. Or someone else does, maybe Finn unintentionally. I don't know. But I got Raquel getting the win here. What are your thoughts, Matt?
I think she gets the win because honestly, Rhea doesn't really need it. And if they want to advance that storyline with Roxanne, you kind of have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's definitely gonna be some nefarious activity going on. But I'm gonna say Rodriguez gets it. They eventually, like you said, end up to being the women's tag champs.
Yeah.
You know, they got a lot of titles that aren't being defended on a monthly basis. So you can't really say the 30-day rule because I don't remember the last time the Intercontinental Championship was on the line.
It's been a minute. I don't
remember the last time Fatu defended the Intercontinental Champion or the United States Championship.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was the last pay-per-view, maybe.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't the last pay-per-view. He didn't wrestle
Money in the Bank. It was before Money in the Bank. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're now talking about a significant amount of time. You know, the tag titles have been defended. The SmackDown tag titles have been defended once in like the last 3 months. It seems like so. You can't use that logic for just the women's tag titles if you're not going to apply it to everybody.
Right. No,
but I'm gonna go Raquel though.
Yeah. When they talked about not they weren't going to strip him or take him off, and well, yeah, there goes. This is Rox's opportunity. Right in. Mike, your thoughts? Who's walking out?
I'll be short and simple. I'm gonna go Raquel. It's just in the scheme of things. There's obviously ways you could work it in, but it just makes a lot more sense for Raquel to win this, no matter how you go about it after. And honestly, giving Roxy one of the straps right now gives her a better spot than just floating around, not sure what they're doing with her on it. So it actually could benefit her severely in the long run. Sucks, hopefully Liv gets healthy fast, but I think it's a win-win for Raquel to win this and slide the belt to Roxy. I think Roxy helps her win this match.
Yeah, I talked about it yesterday on the Wednesday show on bodyslam.net. This is obviously very unfortunate for Liv, but I think it's the best thing to happen to Liv. I think it slides Rox in. Liv gets to come back at Rumble, win the Rumble. Rox, in my estimation,
I don't know if
wins.
Liv is going to be back by the Rumble.
It's 3 to 6 months. I think they popped it out to 6 months to let her rehab, and I think the Rumble is going to be where they're going to bring her back.
It's not the surgery; it's the recovery.
Yeah, I think Liv will be okay. I think
I mean,
Rumble. I'm sure Rumble's going to be her is going to be one because the Rumble isn't even in January anymore. I think in Riyadh it's February 1st, so it actually gives her 7 months technically. I know.
Sucks.
Trust me, I'm not happy about it. January is Rumble month, man.
I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about where it's at.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's the new norm, man. London's going to be taking them too, man. Listen,
but the thing is, London's a good wrestling country.
Yeah,
London, France, like those type of places.
Got some deep pockets, man.
They do, and I'm not going to harp on that, but Saudi. Let's just be real. These people don't care about the WWE coming over there. It's a socialite event for them.
Yeah.
They paid millions of dollars to get the Rumble, and they're going to eventually get a Mania. And I think they're getting a Mania in like 2 years. That sucks because if you're going to not touch any two major pay-per-views, Rumble and Mania need to stay either stateside or you got to have it in the UK or Europe.
Yeah.
There's no business being over there for one of the big two main events of the year. And that's just me. They don't care about it. They don't.
Yeah.
I mean, when they got this deal together, they were asking for wrestlers that were dead.
He's not wrong. They wanted people that were either retired.
I thought I could have held that one in, bro. But yes.
I distinctly remember when they signed this deal with Saudi, one of them asked for Yokozuna.
I'm crying.
He hasn't been alive in 20 years.
And more. If he was, there's no way he would have made it over there.
He ain't getting over there, I'll tell you that much.
No way.
You think Goldberg looked bad walking to the ring, man? Get Yoko out there. Ooh, no, man, not today, baby.
Bro, Yoko's also blunt. He would have just told you no.
I'm good, baby. I'm staying over here.
I don't know if you guys touched it, but Rich just commented something that John, I texted you about this a couple days ago, and you were going to do a show on it. I saw your TikTok on it, but this might be a terrible fucking idea. I'm not going to get political on this show.
I don't want to get too political about it.
It's not even about political, but just like I don't want to go on a soapbox again either, and but just think about the possibility of having all of your main stars not named Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns in a place that is, for all intents and purposes, undergoing another holy war.
Yeah.
And Saudi is on the fringe of both of these countries. It's an American event with a bunch of billionaires and millionaires. I don't know, man.
I wouldn't send my wrestlers over there, but I do feel a little bit better about it today than I did a couple days ago. I'll just say that, but I probably wouldn't send them.
I'm erring on the side of caution every time.
I don't want anything crazy to happen.
I would have saw everything going down and been like, boys, listen, this is what we got to do. Sorry, we'll give you something later in the year, but we're going to keep this stuff stateside. And as long as it's anywhere with the performance center, I don't care.
Can you imagine watching that live feed and then it goes black?
I don't want to think about that.
I don't even.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't want to think about that, bro.
And I'm not trying to wish ill on it.
No, I know, but I hear what you're saying because that.
This shit is much bigger than wrestling.
Yeah, it's way bigger than anything.
These people don't care about anything.
Yeah, I don't think there's. I guess my stance would be this, without even like applying it to them. I don't think there's really any dollar amount that's worth risking your life.
Never.
I don't mean like as far as like not where it's not dangerous. Like you're getting paid to do a job, that's different. This is getting paid to do a job where there's potential, repercussions. I just probably wouldn't do it. That's
Yeah.
just my personal opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like real life Saturday, I'm gonna be holding my breath. You know what I'm
Me
saying?
too.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. And one hand you're gonna be cheering for the event, jumping out your seat, and there's also gonna be that thought in the other hand, like I hope they make it home safe. So let's just try to. At this point, it's going
Yeah.
down.
I'll
Let's
say
just
they're
hope.
over there, so let's just pray
Yeah.
they can get backstage side and
Yeah,
come home.
that's
Everyone
it.
comes home safe. So
yeah.
because they
Yeah.
landed Paul Levesque's over there in his private jet, so everyone's there now. So tomorrow's going off without a hitch. So and Saturday, obviously. So then we get into the good stuff. We got 3 matches left. We got Queen and King of the Ring qualifiers, the finals here for who gets their shot over at SummerSlam. Ladies first. We'll start with the Queen of the Ring finals. Jade and Asuka going head to head. Again, some of these I look at where they are. They do have some swerves sometimes overseas. Sometimes they do predictable things. Asuka coming back is no. I don't think it was planned this way for. She's ready to go. Let's throw her into the Queen of the Ring. I think she was brought back for a reason. Jade, I think, has a lot of other people out for her. Naomi, a lot of other things going on. I think Asuka gets the win here. Jade gets screwed over by nefarious tactics, someone interfering, costing her this match, distracting her, whatever have you. Asuka was brought back for a reason and was planned for this event. I think Asuka walks away. Your Queen of the Ring gets her shot over at SummerSlam. Those are my thoughts on it. Matt, what do you think about who's walking out Queen of the Ring?
My heart says Jade, but my mind's telling me Asuka.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, Jade needs it, but what happens when Asuka loses?
Exactly.
Because her, the interaction with Io doesn't have much precedence after that. So that's where I think it's going to be Asuka, because like you said, I don't think they're bringing Asuka back for her to lose in the finals.
Yeah.
But you gotta really make it something wonky, because Jade's getting better, and the character development's coming in. The choke slam finish is cool.
Well, it's going to be Naomi, man. Naomi's going to probably come out and just slap her with that briefcase at the end of the day. Because with Io, that's why I put 2 and 2 together. With Io still the champion and Asuka entering the tournament, it's automatically boom. You have a story right there. That's why it makes sense.
It's too obvious.
Yeah,
it's almost too obvious. But I'm going to say Asuka, even though I want Jade to win. It's going to be Asuka.
Jade will get that time. It's maybe an early Rumble favorite, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
Jade got it, but she's about a year away from really hitting her stride, I think.
Getting that long run, because when she gets that belt, I want to give her that TBS run, but she's going to be a force, man. She's going to be a force.
Just to kind of piggyback off what Matt said, you could see she's getting better now.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I want to say her first few months in the WWE, when people was raving, I didn't see anything different than she was doing in the AEW ring. It just wasn't much different. Now I see, and not counting like promo work, I'm just talking in-ring work, right? Now you see she's getting better, but she's also still like a rookie. Yeah, I mean, you could say because she's got protected a lot in AEW. I think she was underdeveloped. Now she's developing, and I'd say she's probably about a year away from being big time. But right now, I think Naomi cost her. They continue that way. Naomi is going to look like Naomi don't want her to be in that scene. So when Naomi gets there, so this has to be a win for Asuka. What y'all said,
yeah.
I mean, to bring her back and make her lose, I think would be more hurtful than Jade losing right now.
Yeah. Like I said, I had rocks, and then everything happened. Again, everything happens for a reason. Again, very, very crappy what happened to Liv. But then obviously you're like, oh, well, we'll just slide rocks in here. And now she goes this path. But to double back something real quick before we talk about the men, that's actually the exact point you two just made as far as Jade getting better, developmental from AEW. This is why they go to NXT. The Rickies, the Ethans.
Yeah. She needed NXT.
And even Julia and even Vaquer. Stephanie was amazing. But
I don't
Julia,
think Stephanie needed it though, personally.
you know what? Stephanie probably is the outlier. But Julia, if you watch, she was too, I don't want to say fast, but she's strong. New Japan, everything, everybody's way different. Yeah. So they almost have to slow it down a little bit when they come here. Whereas AEW had to speed up, get more developed.
Julia had to take some force out of her hits. It took her a little while to even get her knee. Remember the knee strike, the first few times she threw it, it looked sad because she didn't want to do it too hard. She had to find the in-between. Vaca, I think, is just a different breed. She just
She's amazing. Oh my god,
she's
she was dropped out of the womb with that,
she's
man. Oh my
better than
god.
most dudes. It's not even fair the things she
Yeah,
does.
man. That's
But
right.
I agree. Like Julia and some of them need the NXT. I think Jade needed the NXT and maybe opted not to do it.
Mhm.
But she needed a little bit. She's now just now, I think, starting to develop when you look at her wrestling.
Jade was that first, I think, big. Maybe I'm wrong, but the first big get under
Yeah,
Trips, and that's why they did the out of the car, and he's walking with her, and it's down the red carpet. It's almost like, hey, TK, f you. You know what I mean? That kind
it
of
was
thing.
more like the Laura Jade, the
Yes.
lore
Yep.
versus the training, and they just showcased her for, I mean, 3-4 months. But I think that she probably should have been in NXT on TV instead of being in the Performance Center,
Hmm.
because I think it's the TV aspect of it that I think was having a little bit of trouble with. And I think now she's getting more confident on TV. I don't think it was the wrestling. I think she kind of got that, but just kind of like was a little bit maybe uncomfortable on the TV aspect of it. But she looks good now.
I agree.
Coming
And
together.
Ethan too. Like Ethan, I mean, he's got a new finisher. He looks amazing. He's 110% out there. Ricky's amazing too, but I think Ricky needs to get under that learning tree as well. And he's
Yeah.
working with Cody. He's learning some stuff from him as well. That's his boy, and I think he's gonna. Both those gents are very, very not long for the main roster. But I think you got to come down here. They'll probably like, okay, give us 10 minutes in the ring, go. And that's
Yeah.
when the trainer's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, don't do that, do that." This, and they get to tweak a little bit. But Ethan is a powerhouse. He's gonna come in hot,
Yeah.
and I'm excited for.
And
I think
he
both
get and
those
he
guys.
gets he gets the promo shit.
Oh
He's
my
always
God, he's
got
so
that.
good on that mic, man.
Yeah, he
Oh
gets that
Jesus,
part of it.
love it. But I just want to double back on that as far as we talked about the NXT and everything. I think that's why they do it, just to be like, get in the ring, give us 10 minutes, and Albert's watching, Sean's watching. They're like, "Ooh, okay, 90% there, but start tweaking this and do that, and then you're gonna be ready for the way we work our stories and the way we do our stuff in the ring."
Yeah,
So I
I
think that's kind
agree.
of
Some
yeah.
of them need to speed up, some of them need to slow down. It's like
Exactly, and
kind of
Julia
just
out here breaking people's faces.
yeah.
Those kid,
Not
for
not
real.
everybody's Stephanie Vaca that could just go with Julia, go with Mercedes, go with Tekla, go with whoever you throw in the ring with.
Tekla, man,
Not everybody got that ability.
and not to get off of WWE real quick, but Tekla, man, I'm excited to see what she does over in AEW, man. Tekla's a grab, man. I'm excited for her.
That's the name to
Um,
watch out for.
yep, 100%. So we go to the gents. A big match we might talk about a little bit before we jumped on the feed today. King of the Ring men's final. Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton. This rivalry is dripping in history, in storyline, it's student teacher, legacy, the whole nine. Randy's been out here, looking at Cody. I love you, my brother, but if I got to put you down, I will to get to John Cena. After
Mhm.
obviously Randy's already eaten it at Backlash, and obviously Cody lost his belt at Mania to John as well. So both these gents want their revenge, want to get back at John. The match, I think, dare I say, not to take anything away from Punk Cena, again, another rivalry-driven match. I think Cody and Randy tear the house down. I think they're going to give us 110 each one of them, and when whoever does win, you can't help but be happy for it. But the match is going to be phenomenal. Um, I can't. Maybe it's Cody. Maybe it's always been Cody ever since he's gotten in, and it's his way back to SummerSlam. I'd love to see him on night two. I just can't see them putting Randy out there 2 years in a row to eat this L again to get to the finals and now be a bridesmaid again. I don't know, man. And I think it makes sense because Cody can still take that L. It's a respect thing. He bounces back the next Friday on SmackDown, finds another avenue. I think Randy Orton walks away with the win here. But to be perfectly honest with you, maybe I'm in the minority. I know it's Cody all the time. I get it. QB1, but I can't see Randy getting this treatment 2 years in a row, even if it's a Cody Rhodes taking L in the finals of the King of the Ring. I got Randy Orton. Mike, how do you see it going down? Who's walking out King of the Ring at Night of Champions?
I'm dealing with a situation like Matt was dealing with. I'm thinking with my head or my heart,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I want to say Cody, right? But I'm gonna go with your logic because my thing is this. I believe both of those wrestlers will be in some aspect a part of Cena's ending,
Oh yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And we could assume what the next match is after, but I think both of them will have something to do with it, right? And I think no matter what, Orton having the upper hand until we see where that goes is better than Cody having the upper hand on Orton, because Orton's supposed to be the mentor till that the dog come and finally take down the dad, right?
Yep.
So I'm going with Randy. Randy,
Okay.
this match is just it does more for Randy to win than Cody, and they could still always get back to Cody. So I'm gonna go Randy.
All right. I like it. Matt, what are your thoughts? Just walking out King of the Ring going to SummerSlam.
Randy.
Hey,
Fist
sweet
pound.
baby.
I'm gonna stand on it as being the last time we talked. Get Cody away from the title scene for a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm. He's doing okay with it.
I'm personally a little burnt out from it.
Yeah.
Just in terms of the watching.
I get that.
Like, I love Cody, but I put some legit thinking into what he said in a recent interview, where he said that he loves doing the babyface stuff, but he feels like it's coming to an end. So
Is he ready? It's about
Yes.
goddamn time.
Yes. Here's why I'm telling you yes. You turn Cody and align him with Tama and Tonga when they come back from
Ooh.
injury.
Whoa.
And then you bring
Cody?
Yeah.
Let's break up this bloodline. I'm with
Cody?
you. I'm with you, bro.
The thing is, we haven't seen Cody lead a faction yet.
But this
At
would be
least in
like heel
WWE.
Cody, though. Do you get face Cody?
Heel Cody.
Okay. No. Okay.
Dark brown hair, heel Cody.
Oh, get rid of that blonde, baby. I like it. I'm here for it.
Once Orton beats him, I'm not saying completely dye your hair.
Just
back
let
to
it
brown.
fade on.
Just let it go. Let it fade back. Let Cody start throwing up the too sweet again. You have Tama. You have Tonga.
Have AJ.
You could introduce Zilla in that faction.
Please.
You could pull somebody from NXT to kind of give them the rub.
Mm-hmm.
A Bullet Club Light. I'm not saying you got to do the leather jackets and the all black and white gear. Let them.
I like it.
Why not?
Let them. Because at that point, you're rehashing something that was popular 6 years ago, 7 years ago.
That's what WWE does, baby. That's what they do.
I know, but they did it under Vince and not.
No, I know. Yeah.
Not they did it under Vince and not necessarily Hunter. I think you can get away with it.
Yeah.
I think it would sell merchandise like crazy.
Oh, of course.
And that's just me though. I totally believe that you could put them in a faction, and if you wanted to give somebody something to do, add AJ.
Yeah. Or Finn.
Oh, please.
I only like Finn. Finn's got to get away from the factions for a while.
That's what I'm saying. Get him all the factions.
Get him away from the factions for a while.
He should be the demon again for a little bit. I wouldn't mind.
Please, man.
Bring back the entrance with the slapping into the thighs and the smoke, and then bring back Demon. Because if you're gonna have Finn in that faction, you got to have Finn lead the faction.
Yeah.
Finn's not gonna play second fiddle to Cody. He played second fiddle to Damian, because Damian was the de facto leader.
You see what Mike said?
Yeah, but the thing is, I like the idea of reorganizing the Bullet Club, because even though it might be recycled, it's fresh for TV. Because WWE loves factions, no matter if it's developmental or on Mondays or Fridays. There's Paul loves factions. We all know it, but you get longevity out of Cody, because even though Cody would technically be in a heel faction, they're gonna love it. The crowd's gonna eat it up.
I'd agree.
Imagine an American Nightmare Bullet Club shirt in WWE shop.
Oh, you good luck getting one. Good luck getting one.
Right,
sold out,
you're
baby.
gonna have to sit in a shop at 11:59 p.m. the night before.
Yeah, or go to an event and get in line. Yep.
But the thing is, that gives Tama and Tonga, a little, some purpose when they come back. It gets them away from the bloodline, and then they can kind of dig into the Bullet Club faction because, again, if you need Hikuleo, he's Bullet Club in New Japan. Zilla could be Bullet Club. You could do a lot of things, and Heel Cody could still use his tactics. He can talk on the mic. It almost makes too much sense.
Yeah,
That's the problem. That's the problem. It makes too much sense.
Let the loss to Orton start the heel turn.
I think honestly, Zilla is the only bloodline member. Obviously, ones that's there, they're there. They're gonna come out when they come out. But I think Zilla is like the only one I'm really interested to see come out on TV. Like a lot of the other ones, it's like I feel like they already overkilled us so much. They made me not excited even to see Hikuleo, no matter how much of a fan I am. It's like,
yeah,
you know.
I think, but also Hikuleo is really limited in the ring. He's not
just a big man. It just comes down to
he's a legit 7-footer. So I mean,
he's wildly big. That's
he's like another Omos almost.
Yeah, little moves maybe a little bit better, but
I would put Omos in the Bullet Club with them.
Jeez.
I mean, put him anywhere. I just put him.
Isn't he supposed to be on TV like 3 months ago? Like, what did we do?
Yeah, I don't want to deep talk. I just want to say one thing about Omos. I thought that he was like so whack. And not in this.
Look, I have a soft spot for Omos. He played center at Morgan State here in Baltimore. So
see, I ain't talking about anything else.
Yeah,
and it wasn't him.
Soft spot.
Yeah, just for the wrestling.
When WWE buys Noah, he'll be the heavyweight champion over there.
This is what I was gonna say. Then I seen his Noah run, and like right when I started enjoying it, they pulled the plug on it, and now he's not doing anything. It's like I feel like he could have still been crushing it. He'd probably be the heavyweight champion over there right now had they left him there.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know if you guys watch NXT. So when Oba's in the ring, I like the challenge. I need some. I was 100% put my paycheck on the line that Omos was gonna walk through that gate, walk through that entranceway. Man, I was like, let's go. Oh, what? This is what we got. What? We got. Where's Omos? I know he's in the back in catering. We sent this man out. What are we doing?
Yeah, he was eating cheesecake. He didn't want to get up.
And so he's like, I want this is your chance. And I'm like, oh God, here comes Omos. We're gonna get it. It's gonna happen. And I was like, wait, what?
Crazy.
My boy says it better. I was like, what am I doing? Waiting for dude. Yeah. But I agree, man. I think Randy needs it here. I just can't see 2 years in a row, man. And Cody, I think he's gonna be perfectly fine taking an L. To respecting. It's not like it's like, ooh, Randy. Because who's gonna say Randy shouldn't have won it? Nobody. Nobody's gonna be like, oh, Cody over it. No, you're gonna be happy Randy won that. And they're like, oh, okay, Cody's still okay, he's still safe. That's cool. But obviously those two gents are fighting for a shot. Respectfully, obviously, at one of these men, the main event of Night of Champions. Again, a rivalry dripping in history. Money in the Bank, 2011. CM Punk, John Cena, the Undisputed Championship. Again, I think that CM Punk, we all saw the pipe bomb that Cena pulled. First of all, amazing work by John Cena. Pulling that trigger on that.
Best heel promo he's had.
So good. So good.
His whole run.
It was and I think Punk obviously infused a lot more interest back into this rivalry. Say what you want. If you were bored of it, you didn't like it. Punk automatically brought even the promos they were cutting in the ring back and forth, just bringing up a lot of the old stuff.
Punk saved it.
I agree with that.
I
talked about that last Monday. We did our Raw rundown. I was like, Punk. I'm sorry, the SmackDown Shakedown. Punk brought this back, man. He really did. He took John and Punk. He's like, listen, you needed Punk. You needed CM Punk to make you relevant again, baby. Just like I did when you had your first run, and I took it from you, Money in the Bank, and to run it back to that where Cena took it from him, automatically such good stuff between the two of those guys. But I mean, I'm also a realist at the end of the day, and CM Punk is not walking out of Saudi with that championship. I'm sorry.
No.
What I don't want is theme. I don't want that. Nobody wants that. But I think John Cena wins here, walks out champion. However we get to that, maybe someone else gets involved. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Could Seth come down and jiggle his little briefcase? I don't know. But all I do know is whatever happens, when we get to 1, 2, 3 and someone's looking at the lights, it's not going to be John Cena. John's coming back to the States, waiting for his next opponent at SummerSlam as the undisputed champion. Mike, what are your thoughts? Who's walking out of there with the belt?
I'll be quick. And it goes into what I was saying earlier. Cena's leaving this. This has potential to be the match of the night if it's not Orton and Cody. But I'm gonna just go short and brief. Cena wins, and it leads into what I was saying earlier. I believe, and this is what I was holding back then. I believe, and I'm not saying this happens. I think Orton's the guy to dethrone Cena at the end. I think he's the one that carry on where the torch get given to Cody. I think it's more just better for the history of the WWE for Orton to be the guy that field goaled him. So that's just my personal opinion, and I don't think that hurts Cody. Why does Cody got to be the guy that ends Cena? Why can't he be the guy to come
Thank you.
for Orton?
Yeah, everybody keeps saying that all roads go, no pun intended, run to Cody. Exactly.
I want to see Orton take that belt and say now he's chasing that record, even though Flair's
number
like way
15.
ahead of it.
Number 15, baby.
Yeah, and not saying he ever gets anywhere near it, but I think it's just better for him to take it and him and Cody go down the road and deal with that. I think that story is just better, personally.
And if he's, I think what all three of us have picked, obviously Randy winning this, he bested Cody there. He goes on, beats Cena, and now Cody's like, oh man, you beat me there. Not gonna chase you again and come for you again.
Exactly.
And I think that's kind of maybe where Cody knocks down Randy, gets a belt back. But yeah, no, that's why it fits in perfectly to that story what Mike just said. I like that.
Yeah.
All right, Matt, bring us home, baby. Who's walking out with the Undisputed Champion going into SummerSlam, waiting for the King of the Ring winner?
It's Cena, and I think that Orton versus Cena 2 in the retirement tour sells more tickets than Cody and Cena.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna reiterate what I said after Mania. Cena and Rhodes don't have very good in-ring chemistry
at all.
No.
And so I think you got to stay away from that. Orton and Cena know each other like the back of their hands. They have good in-ring chemistry. They know how to tell a story, the psychology. You know, they both work a slower paced match anyway. So I think that they mesh better. But I'm going to say this. CM Punk is doing the best work of his career right now.
Love it.
Ooh,
and I'm going to say, and the thing is,
career?
But the thing is, I don't know if anybody that's watching this show knows this, and I've told John and Mike, I don't think I've said it on a show with you. I stopped watching wrestling after the Invasion angle flopped.
Yeah, you told me.
And plus, I was starting to get into girls, and I was getting into high school, and they were like, "Oh, you're a nerd if you watch wrestling."
You talk with the WCW Invasion?
Yeah.
So
I missed the majority of the Ruthless Aggression. I missed the height of Cena, and I missed the summer of Punk. So I had to go back and watch all that on the network.
Me too.
I didn't watch every single thing, obviously, but I wasn't a present fan for all that. I came back into my wrestling fandom watching E, and I saw Total Divas when I was in my old apartment, and I was like, "What's this?" And then I turned on Monday Night Raw, and I didn't know anybody. I didn't know who John Cena was. I didn't know who Dolph Ziggler was. But seeing Punk at the tail end when he walked out and getting fired and all that, and then going back and watching his stuff, he's putting his all into this run because he's trying to prove everybody wrong that he was going to come over to WWE and be toxic.
Yep. Yeah.
And he has been nothing but a mentor and a consummate professional this entire time.
Yeah.
He has put over people that he legitimately hates.
Yep.
In real life.
He's doing what's best for business.
He has stepped into the ring with Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre, and he's made them look like $1 million, even though they did great on their end. But he's done everything that's been asked of him. He got the main event, WrestleMania. That whole angle was done perfectly in my eyes to round everything out. And then this whole run where
that's a good one.
You know, I just think that Punk is making this Cena heel run interesting at this point.
Yeah, he saved
agree.
it. Saved him.
Oh, he
He
did.
saved it.
pulled it.
I
He told it.
love
He said
this.
he said in the promo, "You needed
He-
me. Now I'm here, saving you again, just like before." Like,
I could
that was-
sit there and watch Cena and Punk unfiltered on the microphone
Yeah.
for 25 minutes, and I'd be happy.
Yeah, he makes Cena step up another level. I think Cena
Yeah.
knows when Punk's coming.
I know
He's
they rehearse a lot of stuff, man, but there was a couple of things he threw out. You saw Cena.
I don't
you
even
saw the
think they.
smirk.
I don't
Yeah.
even think that they rehearse.
Punk
I
was. You saw the look on Cena's like, oh, fuck, really? Are you gonna go there, bro? You gotta see.
I
You
look
me
at like
right
I'm
now.
have to dig in my back pocket on
Yeah,
you, boy.
I gotta get my bag real quick. Okay, you want to go
Punk-
there? Like,
Punk is phenomenal,
yeah, agreed.
and
Both those gents,
even
man.
though he's
Sometimes
even
the
though he's
asshole,
shitty,
but phenomenal for sure.
he's not that good in the ring these days. His body is showing signs of breaking down,
Yeah,
but what he provides on the microphone makes up tenfold for what he provides in the ring.
yeah.
And
We
I
know
knew
he's limited.
Yeah.
We know he is.
I knew that's what you meant when you were saying he's doing some of his best work because it's
Yeah.
not in the ring. He's
It's-
compensating for what he can't do in the ring.
And
so
the thing is, he's sticking around. He's helping NXT talent. He's become a mentor to a lot of the women down there. Some of them are gone now, but it's this seeing this is like the ultimate FU to that other company
yeah.
because CM Punk is front and center on your television almost every single Monday.
Yeah, the biggest thing right now, obviously, with him is being in Saudi, but that's a whole other chocolate cake.
But that
Talk
feeds
about.
into this. He's biting.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
eating a lot of crow right now.
Yeah, he is.
That,
you-
that,
And
the
they
thing
talked
is,
about
he's-
it too. Like, you can't look at TKO and go, "Yeah, no." They're gonna be like, "What? I'm sorry. What'd you just say?" No, you're going
Yeah.
over there, but
The thing is-
you're going.
first and foremost, they probably threw him more money.
So, well, apparently it's supposed to be big.
Punk's a businessman. First
They
and foremost.
renewed his contract and getting upped his salary anyways, right?
Yeah,
They
yep,
probably
But
they
what
did.
I'm saying is
Again.
though, the him showing up in Saudi enhances the storyline with Cena
And it's a
because
tip for tattoo. Who's to say they want
Right.
to do the
They're
rub
both-
here and we'll
they're
take care
both
of
they're both doing it for the company, but
Mhm.
Punk knows that everybody that hate watches that is an AEW
Yeah.
fan is going to be talking about him like
Mhm.
crazy for
Oh,
the
it took out
next
like
Not
hotcakes.
even
couple
just
weeks.
them. Not even just
Yeah.
them. 'Cause Punk has like a say 70% of people love Punk. He has like a 30% hate crowd. I say 25% of them are definitely AEW fans.
But those
and they're gonna
30%
hate watch.
really hate CM Punk though.
They're gonna hate.
But he
they're
does
gonna
have 5% of WWE fans that still do not like CM
Yeah,
Punk.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
People are-
But here's
Not
the
just
thing, though, Mike.
AEW.
Mike, here's the thing. Here's
Yeah.
the thing, Mike. No matter what, out of
Yeah.
that 30%,
Yeah.
100% are gonna be all eyes on Saudi when
Oh yeah.
Cult of Personality hits.
Of course. Of
we're,
course.
we're out here doing Steiner
Yo,
math when it
people
comes to like
hate
his
watch-
haters, bro.
Yeah,
Yo, you know what's the funny part? How you say that? People don't realize hate watching is in style now. I give
It's
you what
watching, though.
mean.
It's
I
numbers,
hate
it's
watch the
eyes.
Orioles. I know. I hate.
Yo, I'm doing
I
the same
hate-
thing here with the socks.
I
What are you
hate watch
talking
these
about?
bastards right here,
Yeah, it's like when my Rams suck.
right there.
I
hate
hated
watching these
every
bastards.
game, but I watched it. You know, it's just
I had to
I-
watch
I-
the Niners. I had to watch the Niners just take those L's last year too, baby. Listen, this
I
sucks.
I hate watch almost every sport team that I love.
yeah.
So yes, relatable.
My Gators brought one home though. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
But yeah, that it is what it is. But the funny thing that I find about the hate watching, right, is because you have a million people that hate watch, right? And they say, hey, the ratings barely move. Like, what's going on here? Mother effing pirates. They won't give it they won't hate watch and give it the view though. They gotta be Jack Sparrow. They're
Yeah,
all running to wrestling watch. And then watch
Oh.
it like I ain't giving them a view, but I'm watching it.
Speaking of hate watch, out of the last 7 baseball games, my Orioles have been no hit into the 7th inning,
Yo,
and I'm still watching them.
we just got swept by the Angels, bro. I don't want to talk about this shit
Buddy,
right now, man.
buddy.
Come on.
Jacob DeGrom had a perfect game in the 7th.
Yeah, that was
Jesus.
wild. That was tough to watch.
He was going for the no hitter.
Yo, yeah,
It wasn't a
was
no hitter. He had a perfect game until
Perfect
the
game.
8th inning.
almost
Jesus.
27 up, 27 down, man. It was he was close.
Oh man,
Um,
Lord.
but yeah,
have
no,
mercy.
I agree, man. I think the hate watch is real. It's in. because everyone's always going, no, because they got to run to X as soon as something comes up. Did you see what happened on this show?
They'll
Oh
tell
my
you they
God.
didn't watch it, but they know everything. That's how I
There's
know
a
they
dude, and I'm not going to mention, not to cut you off. There's a dude. He's an AEW guy, and I'm not going to say his name because I don't
Yeah.
want to. I'm not throwing. I'm not going to throw trash.
Yeah.
But yo, my
I
man
will.
is no, don't say his name. Don't no, because then he's gonna see this, and I don't need that smoke from that man. I don't need I
No
don't need this
names.
man.
No names.
No names, no names. I know I feel like he watches because he started following me about 3 months ago again. So I feel like he watches, but he's so AEW, so bleeds it. But this man, every post is WWE retweet. Let me talk about it real quick. I'm like, bro, oh, you out here the biggest. You literally the WWE biggest fan. Like you literally are just getting that 77,000 engagement,
You,
and then
s-
he knows it. And I'm like, dude, just get out of here, bro.
you
Like,
see, you see my post before. I said, look, right, experiment. If you love WWE or you love AEW, you love both or whatever, you love 30 companies, whatever, right? Just a quick experiment. Next time you watch a WWE or you watch an AEW or whatever you're doing, please don't make it about the other company. Like, don't watch Raw and make it about AEW. Don't
watch
watch
Raw.
Dynamite and make it about Raw. Did you like the show or not?
Yeah, how was it? Don't compare it.
That's like
And not to get on the whole.
don't get me wrong, I get certain things you're gonna compare, but it's like if I'm
Right.
watching, if you're going through a Monday Night Raw and it's a banger, picture stopping to think, yeah, this is a better show. Like, bro,
just like it.
where
Just
do you
like the
get?
show.
Where do you get where this is like you gotta? It's like is the show good or not? That's it. My opinion.
No,
Fair.
I agree. Just watch. And I say it all the time. I said it. I just did the whole new show with Body Slam, and like it was an introduction. I told everyone like it's a buffet. My plate is full on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
I eat a little bit of everything. But you don't have. You can pass on the AEW platter. You don't have to go to the WWE entree. You know what I mean? Just watch it. Just watch it.
Mike
Watch it.
Short, right? Do you want burger or do you want fries?
Eat a burger. You want a
I'm
french fry? Eat a french
I'm gonna
fry.
say this. I'm gonna say this. I blame a lot of tribalism on 4 people, and I don't
Cody
care.
better be one of them.
No. I'm not talking about wrestlers. I'm talking about talking head personality.
I'm joking, bro.
Just eat your food. Thank you, Mike.
Go
Meltzer,
ahead. Yeah.
Meltzer,
Yeah.
Alvarez,
Yeah.
JD,
Yeah.
See,
and
man,
Ibu.
I gotta push back, man, and I be getting. Heat
I
for
like
it.
JD though.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't hate any of them.
I know what
Say
Well,
what you
Meltzer,
want, but JD, and I know, man, he can be a total prick, and he will be the same on a one mouth say AEW sucks, but he like WWE's product sucks too. Like he will literally.
I
on
like
both
JD.
ends.
I thought JD was very hard to tolerate for a long time.
Yeah.
But ever since I started doing your show on a semi-regular basis, because I don't do wrestling on my end,
Right. Yeah.
because of obvious reasons, but JD is more palatable now.
Out of all the
Ibu
four
is,
out of the 4 you mentioned, JD is probably the most palatable out of the 4 of those.
I think
I think he really-
Alvarez and Meltzer are tribalist hacks.
They feed each other though. They love that shit.
They
feed each other.
they get off on all the indie IWC guys with a massive worldwide circle jerk. So that to me, they're grifters, and they're grifters of the highest degree because they make a lot of money doing it.
So much money.
And it's almost laughable because we know Meltzer at one point was on the AEW payroll, it seems. So
That's
those four, as much as they don't claim tribalism,
they
and
definitely do breathe a little bit.
They peddle it the most.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say JD peddles it is because at one point in time, JD was, for a lack of a better word, all in on AEW.
But then he also knee jerked 180 the other way, and he was the one guy. TK's ears must have been ringing on 7 days a week, man. This man couldn't stop trashing AEW.
And I think a lot of it heightened up when Sasha had him removed from commentary for House of Glory.
Yep, House of Glory. That was wild. But anyway,
I'll say this: they have all built their brands incredibly well. So
JD,
I'll never knock them for that. But they are very they constantly push narratives and try to shit on one company more than the other, and they're
Yeah.
not down the middle with any of it.
I watch him a lot on YouTube, and I was like, obviously super chats are a thing. Hopefully one day we have super chats as well. And he's throwing these numbers on. There's no way. You're just saying. I popped into his chat. These dudes, man, 100, 250, 500, 100. This man doesn't work at all. He literally just talks to a camera like this every day. Like that's wild to me, man. And then he's got but Alvarez has it too.
You know what I chalk it up to, and probably a lot more people than even some of the ones we just named. But the thing is this: they're so in tune with. They've been doing it for so long. They're in full-fledged gimmick mode. They know what makes money.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
I would love to know what Jamie thinks about wrestling, just off the cuff, just like you go at a bar with a beer, just to know. Like he's probably like, I don't give a fuck, dude. I really don't care either way. But
the way that it aggravates, like for example, I don't have an issue with none of this. Well, a few things here and there, but that's for everybody, right? Me, my thing with him is really the yelling, right? So
on the rants. What are you doing?
Yeah, like outside, he might realize the yelling brings in the dollars. If you talk to him outside the camera, he might never yell. You might be super polite.
He knows what gets him paid.
And those are the ones that get like 6.2 million views about him going like.
That's what I mean. So it's like, think of it like this. Think of it like from like a rap perspective. Maybe you doing Nas music, it's not making you money, and all of a sudden someone told you to be Little John, and you made a couple $1,000,000. You know, so I'd say that's probably some of these dudes. Not saying the four you mentioned, but some of these dudes are probably assholes for real. But I think some of these dudes is probably just in full-fledged gimmick mode, and they know what's gonna bring the money in.
While we're talking about tribalism, I'm going to make one tribalism statement, and it's not to trash AEW as a company, because I think that they're doing some things fantastic.
Whoa!
No. It's not the company. I'm saying I'm not trashing the company.
Okay.
I'm just joking. Go ahead.
No. Michael get his back up.
Ricochet left WWE almost a year ago.
Yep.
And he is no higher on the card in AEW than he was in WWE. He's made his gimmick about being a Twitter menace, essentially. So,
but he couldn't do that in WWE.
He's winning at life. He's winning at life because of his personal life.
Yeah.
But
he would have done what Drew McIntyre did before it was cool when Drew did it. I got to be honest, man. If they let Ricochet unleash him, I mean, but then also like I think he really became this massive troll when everyone came for Samantha after she left. I think like he was like kind of cool about everything, and then once they kind of he was like, oh, you guys just okay, I got something for you.
Yeah.
And that's when you saw him start evolve into this like wicked troll on X.
The one thing I would push back on that a little bit is, and I agree with you, he's not card-wise not much different right now.
Yeah.
But as far as I believe, what was he in WWE? 5 years, give or take.
He was in there a little bit longer, I believe.
Maybe
not counting in it.
If you count NXT, he was there for a hot minute.
Yeah. So my thing is, I want to say around like 2017, 18ish is probably around when he went there.
Something like that.
So at the end of his run where he is now, but do I see AEW leaving him where he's at for the next 3 years? Now he'll be a champion in AEW. So I think right now he developed something that nobody knew he had. But I think if he wanted to get a rocket strapped to him right now, I think he's probably one of the people that could probably text TK and say, I'm ready.
I give him that.
So I think 5 years from now, and I'm not saying he's still wrestling, not saying he's still there, but say if he lasts 5 years in AEW, I think that the 5 years there will probably be a bit more lucrative just wrestling wise than what he did in WWE.
That's fair. I'm
agree with that.
It wasn't like a I hate Ricochet or
he hasn't moved.
No, we get it. No, it's all cool.
Yeah.
Just his character got better. That's it.
I'm starting to tolerate AEW more because whenever they make big stars, they come over to the shows that I watch every week.
Yeah.
See, there you go.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Mike.
Man, I see what you do. Come on, man. Like,
I ain't mad at you. The same way it's gonna be a lot of Mariah Mays.
Oh man, come on, Mike. I'm
But
sorry. I
you got
apologize.
now, but you got to look at it like this. It's
Forever
the
Mariah May.
look. It's the do you want a burger or do you want a French fry? Right? Like give you examples. Stephanie Vaca, Mariah May. No disrespect. I love y'all ladies. Y'all was willing to take a French fry. Osprey, Okada and them, they want the burger check. So that's the difference. Some of them want to go for the aura or the
childhood dream.
nostalgia or the childhood dream.
Yeah.
Some of them are looking at like 3-4 million. What? I don't care what's going on over there. So you gotta. I think for AEW's perspective, you gotta look at the person and you gotta look them dead in their eyes and know if they here to juice you. If they're here to juice you, don't give them a check.
Yeah.
That's
That
what
seems to
comes
be the
down
new rounds going around now. They're not going to be as easy to take everyone who wants to come over. So
I think it's because Osprey's there and he's really kind of took that mission statement role where he's probably telling them, nah, bruv. Like
I don't
nah.
like Osprey's one of the best in the world. That dude is insufferable. That dude is insufferable.
Tony had to get off Tony had to get off his phone and get off. So Will was like, "I got you. I got you. I'll talk for you, baby. I got you."
Will right now is literally the mission statement. Like,
he is. No, I give you 100%, man. He's the feeling. I am the feeling, bro. I am the feeling. I'm crying. Oh my god. Well, back to WWE.
Yeah. Back to WWE.
Man. This card's gonna be awesome on Saturday. I'm pumped for it. Me and Mike are talking about. A lot of people get mad at the 5-6 match card. I think this match is gonna be great. A lot of great matches. Cody, Randy, obviously Punk, Cena, and the ladies as well is gonna be good. So with that being said, we're a little over. No big deal. I love talking wrestling with the both of you gents. Mike, where can everyone find you when you're not on one of my shows? Where can everyone find you on the socials?
At Mob Squad 508, YouTube, Twitter. That's all I'm really at right now. I wouldn't worry about the rest because if you find me, I probably don't pay attention to them. So at Mob Squad 508, that's where y'all find me on all platforms.
Beautiful. Always a pleasure, man. Thank you for jumping in. I appreciate you. And Matt,
what's going on,
baby? Of course. Matt, where can everyone find you when you're not talking wrestling? Where are you at?
When I'm not talking wrestling, you can find me over on the We Bleed Purple podcast YouTube channel and the Foul Ball Talk podcast channel on YouTube, on X at mtrig WBP, and on Instagram you can find me at mtrig89. If you ever want to find me on Facebook and chat on there, just type in my name. It's a picture of me and my daughter at a Disney on Ice thing. So,
good time.
Yeah. Oh, before we go, and I don't want to make this another like 15-minute conversation. Did you guys see the rumor that WWE is considering making WrestleMania bookend pay-per-views of the calendar year, where they're going to have one in April and then a WrestleMania again at the end of the year? Yeah. Please no.
That's TKO talking out their ass, bro.
And then they're gonna move WWE headquarters from Stanford to Vegas when the lease runs out. Mm-hmm. This is just
they literally just built that building for WWE.
Leave it there. Leave well enough alone.
I know you cover baseball. Think if they announced 2 World Series, how little it diminishes the World Series.
Yeah, I could be heartbroken twice a year that the Orioles aren't there.
I know. So look, I don't want to die twice. You know what I'm saying? They're just one.
For real, bro. Damn.
I already my doctor told me I'm taking years off my life being an Orioles and Ravens fan.
Yeah.
So I'm pissed off watching my TV almost 9-10 months out of the year.
Bro, from the year 2001.
Oh, my man's a Rams fan. Here we go.
Yeah, from 2001. You're going through it right now, bro.
I know I am, man.
But from 2001 to like 2020 something, bro, I've probably cut 20 years of my life and have my daughter cheering for a team that I used to tell her, you could stop being a fan. I don't know when we're going to be good.
What team is this now?
I'm a Rams.
Rams.
Oh.
Listen, I've had to eat 3 Super Bowl losses back to back to KC too, man. I don't want to talk about it, bro.
Tom Brady took 2 rings from me while I lived out
here. Yo, he did, bro. He really did, though.
Come on, bro. So more disrespectful shit than that.
Oh, man. I love it, guys.
I think Matt was gonna say one.
No, I'm just,
You're just laughing at it.
I'm just laughing because you gotta laugh so you don't cry.
That's pretty much it.
Wipe
Boston,
my tears.
you got. I was crying. Hopefully, I'm only crying for being happy with Brock Purdy. Hopefully, it was the right call. But that is all the football stuff we're gonna have when the fall comes. Me and Mike will be doing that stuff as well, along with Matt. So we'll be seeing these three gents when we talk NFL as well. So, gents, again, thank you. I know, obviously, Matt, you got stuff to do. Mike, thank you for taking the time. I appreciate you. And yeah, All In's coming out. We got SummerSlam coming up, so you will see both these gents over on my channel again. And real quick, you can find me here on X and on YouTube, Chair Shot Sports, also over on Instagram as well. Like, comment, subscribe, do the thing. Shows every day of the week. Obviously, prediction shows, stuff like that. AEW, WWE, TNA, New Japan, the whole nine. We do it. But if there's anything else you do tonight, the 130 people that are in here, if you like what you heard, you like the conversation, hit the like button. Give us a thumbs up. Let YouTube know. Great stuff. Great content. It helps myself out. Big Mike at the Running with Sped Rock, and also Jesse at the Lowdown, and Vinny Soap and Squared Circle. So
Can I
for
quick
Mike,
shameless plug? Can I quick shameless plug? I'm so sorry. I know you're doing your spiel.
Do it, baby.
Just to let everybody know that's a football fan, if you're interested in hearing locker room stories and road stories and just overall NFL atmosphere, Daniel Wilcox is my co-host on the We Bleed Purple podcast. He's a Super Bowl champion with the Tampa Bay Bucks, and he was a Raven for 5 years. He played with Steve McNair and Joe Flacco, and we're the only Ravens podcast that has a retired Raven active on YouTube.
Fire.
We are the only Ravens podcast. So if you ever want to see random, players that you watched years ago, if you're a Ravens fan, if you're not, we have guests from other teams. We had Brandon Jacobs on last year. Jameel McLean, I know he was a Raven, but he was also a Giant.
Yeah.
We have random guests on all the time, and they're from yesteryear and present day. We're the only podcast for Ravens football in our little satellite world where we have a retired Raven active on there every single week.
Well, you got a new. I'm gonna be listening.
It's a good show, man. They do good stuff, man. I've been following for a while. They're good stuff.
Anything football, you got me. Anything football, I'm so.
Oh, I got some stuff, I got some stuff coming down the pike for football.
We're
gonna be talking.
Yeah, you know that.
Especially with my Rams boy over here, we'll be talking at least 2 times a year.
Thank you. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I just wanted to plug that. I have an affinity for Wilcox. I used to watch him on television in high school,
and now you do a show with him, and that's amazing.
Now we've randomly FaceTime almost 2-3 times a week.
That's beautiful. No, absolutely. Yeah. Yes, you should, man. It's like I said, it's an awesome show, man. No BS. It's a good show. So I watch it.
I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be a consistent fan.
My man.
All right. Well, gents, thank you so much. I appreciate you as always. And there's a lot of stuff coming up the next 6 months till we go to 2026. So we will definitely be in this forum again, talking whether it's wrestling or sports. We'll be here. So for Mike, for Matt, I'm John Anthony, guys. We will talk to you guys soon, and enjoy Night of Champions this Saturday.